we go. Wow, that was actually quite fast. Let's see if we're up. There we go. Excellent. All right. Hi there. Please let me know if the sound is working and okay, because I do have a new way of doing that. So you can let me know how that sounds. The announcement came on that we're up. I hope you had a nice Memorial Day weekend. Um, there's an interesting article in the Jewish Journal about the difference between the way Israel commemorates Memorial Day and the way we do. It's interesting because I do remember those times where um, the uh, the siren would go off and everybody just stops and gets out of their cars and just takes a minute to listen to the siren and thank the people that have given their lives for that country. Um, in very stark contrast to here, where we basically have a barbecue, picnic, and party. But listen, there's just different ways that people approach memory. Uh, One of the most interesting approaches to memory is the Torah and the stories that are in there. Facebook sounds weak. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I put the sound all the way up, and I have a mic on there, so I do speak quietly, but hopefully you can still hear it. I'll look to Michelle to let me know if she can actually hear. See if she writes in. I can peek over and see it. So this week we are on to a next Torah portion in the book of Numbers, which is Shlach Lecha. As a matter of fact, it is ironic that this week I'm going to be honored for being here 25 years, because it literally will be exactly 25 years from this weekend that I came to the temple, because the first weekend when I arrived was the Torah portion Shlach Lecha, the exact one that we're looking at this week. It's one of the great portions. I know I say that every week, but this really is an amazing one, because it's the moment where the Israelites have to spend the next 38 years in the desert. You know, we always think that the Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years. They actually got to the land of Canaan in about 2 years. And they're right on the edge of the land of Canaan, and they send scouts out. They send scouts from each tribe. 10 of them, of the 12, come back and they say, we can't do it. The land is really hard. The, the people that were there are huge. The walls and fortresses, too much. I mean, even the fruit is bigger than we've ever seen before. And the fact is, we looked like grasshoppers to them. We were grasshoppers in their eyes. And there's no way we can go in there and win. Well, there's two guys, of course, Caleb and Joshua, that come back and say, yes, we can. But the deed was done. All of those that said we can't do it, God said, you know what? You're right. You're not going to go up into the land. And then they're like, oh, no, 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 we'll go. And God's like, I'm not going to be with you. And they actually do attempt to go in, and they all get killed. But the idea that they would not trust that they were going to make it into the land actually ended up being a truthful statement. You know, it is that statement. If you think you can, you can. And you're right. If you think you can't, you're right again. You can't. Because it's what we have in our minds when we attempt to do something that is of the utmost importance. And this idea that we were grasshoppers in their eyes, that one I've latched onto over the years, because one of the commentaries I read, I think it was Menachem Mendel of Kotzk, said that was their biggest sin, was that they thought just because they believed it, that it was true. And because they believed they looked like grasshoppers, they said, we must have looked like grasshoppers to them. And in that way, God's like, no, that's just wrong. You don't know, actually, what someone else thinks of you. You don't know if they looked at you like grasshoppers. You're the ones who are saying that you looked like grasshoppers to them. But there's nothing really to indicate that that is necessarily true. So the idea that they felt bad about, themselves, that's okay. You can feel bad about yourself and say, wow, I'm not so sure if I'm strong enough, even though if you think that, then you're right. But they had no right to say what somebody else was thinking about them, because we have no idea what someone else thinks of them. You have no idea what people think of you. And, frankly, there's going to be all these things said about me on Friday night. I don't know. I'm not really even sure what people are going to say. I might think that I'm treating people one way and they're appreciative of some other way that I'm treating, and that I have no idea how I'm coming across or what I mean to them or what they think of me. And none of us really do. We can't tell someone else what they think of us. Only they do. And only we know what we think of ourselves. And part of what we do here in our mindfulness is to only think about ourselves and our reaction to things and the way we imagine ourselves and who we are given what we know about us. We cannot assume what someone else is thinking about us. I mean, we can assume it, but we may never know if we're right about the way someone else is thinking about us, which should lead us, really. I don't want to say that we don't care the way people think about us, but should that be the number one concern that we have, the way other people look at us, depending on what we do? Shouldn't we just do what we think is right, and people can either love what we're doing or hate what we're doing, come along or not come along? And then if we spend our time thinking about what others think of us, the way others probably see us, then we're not thinking about how we can be true to ourselves. And in the end, that's all we're searching for. How can I be true to me? How can I put myself in the best position to love and to be filled with joy and gratitude? And if I'm all the time concerned with the way others see me, then I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. If you're comfortable with what you're doing based upon your own values, that really should be all that matters. And if the Israelites were just comfortable knowing, you know what, we're heading into this land, God told us that we're going there and we're going to survive, that would have been good enough. Even if they had doubts whether they could, to say, you know what, those people were huge, and the fruits were humongous, and the hills are big, and the cities are fortified. But I'm just letting you know that that's what we're up against, and let's go. That could have been their attitude. They could have come away thinking that there were all the dangers that they saw, and then still said, but we can do it. We can go, and we can make it. And I think that's like everything that happens to us. We can be intimidated by what's coming in front of us. We can think that others are better. We can think that we're not going to be able to accomplish. And we can think that inside. But once we get out there and we really have to decide whether we're going to do it or not, saying we can't, unless you really feel like you're not going to do it, you got to say, I can, and let's go, and let's do it. And part of what we're trying to do is bring ourselves to a positive place when we do our meditations and our mindfulness, is how can we, not the reasons why we can't. So, with all that in mind, let's go to our quiet time and our time to just allow things to be as they are for now. There's nothing else for us to do in the next 20 minutes except be with each other. Concentrate on our breathing. No one's going to call you. No one's going to talk to you. We're just going to be quiet. So let's just concentrate on our breathing. and just be. Even though there's all this for us to think about, let's take this time to. I'll get back to my thinking. I'll get back to my obsessions. I'll get back to my own kind of life, as it were. But now, let's go quiet. Let's bring some peace and stillness so that we can tackle the day ahead of us when we come out. So let's just start to concentrate on our breath, the feelings in our body, the little itches that come up, the yawns, the things our body needs just to be. So we just concentrate on the breath going in and out of our body. How it fills us. If you're feeling tight in a certain part of your body, use your breath to relax that part of your body so that your whole body is in a relaxed yet strong position. Let's just allow everything to be as it is for now. Just a little reminder that as your mind takes you away, just notice what you're thinking about. Pull yourself back to your breath with love, kindness, without judgment. It's happening to all of us. We just bring ourselves back to our breath. Corral our mind. into our last 5 minutes or so, I'd like to end with asking the universe for certain feelings. We always have may I feel health on Mondays. And then we ask, may I feel safe? To feel safe in the context of what I talked about earlier is to be safe with inside you, safe with who you are, safe with your abilities, safe with possibilities, that there is safety inside of you. May I feel safe to express myself, to have the courage to do what I need to do. May I feel safe in all my endeavors. May I feel health. May I feel health. May I feel safe. Safe to be me. May I feel safe. May I feel health. You just keep saying that to yourself. Each one of those things. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel health. May I feel safety. Let's stay there for several more breaths. May I feel safe. May I feel health. If you'd like to invite someone to be in your mind's eye in front of you, you offer these feelings to them. May you feel safe. May you feel health. May you feel health. And may you feel safe. May you feel safe. May you feel health. May you feel safe. May you feel health. May you feel safe. Let's bring it back to ourselves and just ask it for several breaths. May I feel safe. May I feel health. May I feel safe. May I feel health. May I feel safe. May I feel safe. May I feel health. For our final moments, let's just think about our breath one more time. We're kind of circling back to the insides of our bodies, our life force, our breath. And we don't ask for anything. Just be for a moment. So glad you could join me today on this first day of June. I hope that you were able to find some stillness and peace. May you feel safe, and may you feel health.